Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? The room is packed. It's full. It's been full for like I think 15 minutes. It's good. It's good. It's good. We're working on a new software that's gonna open up the room a lot more. I think we'll bump it up to 5,000 attendees. But so far, so good. It's perfect on my end. Thank you for asking. Where's everyone from? Where is everyone from? Let's see the countries you guys are logging in from right now. We got Maldives. Oh, yes, Fayaz, I remember you. Madagascar, Manchester, Argentina, Bangkok, South Africa, Italy, North Carolina, India, London, sunny London. Good, good. Indonesia, Ukraine, Holland, Croatia. Italian but live in Spain. Okay. Malaysia, Seattle, Canada. Okay, I'm actually in Canada myself. I'm in Montreal right now. Steve, oh great, that's another one in Montreal. All right, Ireland, Michigan, Turkey, Moldova. Excellent, excellent. So we got people from all around the world. So I want to start off by thanking you guys for taking your time to be here today. Okay, because I know some of these hours, looking at the countries you guys are in odd hours of the day, and the fact that you guys are here, I really appreciate that. It's 1 p.m. on my end, and I wanted to share with you guys something very, very unique today. Okay, we're gonna go over correlation a little bit in detail today. I know how many of you guys here know what correlation is. In fact, how many of you guys are new here? Okay, new. Okay, we got more or less 10 people going over 10. We got 15 now. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So we're gonna go over correlation, and in the correlation, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to follow the money. Okay. Not only am I gonna show you how to follow the money, I'm gonna show you how to follow the money to a point where you can actually pull out a trade. Okay. So let's go into Steve. The question is: last time you said correlation stopped working. Correlation for pro trading strategy that I released in 2009. It hasn't stopped working. It's changed, and I'm going to show you how to keep up with the change. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into that directly, and then I've basically made a new course. I'm releasing it next week. But I'm gonna give you guys the details of this towards the end. I want to first show you the cool tricks of what I'm gonna release later on. But I'm releasing it next week. But what I'm actually gonna do today is I'm gonna give you guys first access to it. I'm gonna give you guys first access to it. Okay, the only people who have access to this course is gonna be people here in the conference room or watching this recording. It's not gonna be on YouTube, or all the Forex Watchers members who already have access to it and they're already logged in and watching the course. Okay, so let's get straight to it. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Here we go. Here we go. Let me share my screen. Get my screen up and running here. Here we go. Okay, get the charts up and running. Okay. Yeah, this webinar is recorded. Okay, screen visible? Okay, let's get started. Let's get started here. So we got a whole hour worth of this going on, so I want you guys to pay very close attention. Take notes if you have to. Like I said, this recording will be released to all you subscribers and attendees, so don't worry about that. You guys can watch it as many times as you want. But I want you to guys to stay focused right now. Get a pen and paper, or take notes if you like to take notes. Okay, let's start off with the currency strength meter. Okay, we've built this proprietary in-house at Forex Watchers, but I'm gonna go into detail of how we're getting the numbers and stuff. It requires a lot of manual effort and work, but we'll go into details of it in a bit. Okay, so every day we have a member of our staff. One of them is actually here. Armo is here. He goes out. He looks at all the markets piece by piece by piece by piece, pair by pair by pair, and he pulls out numbers from the market. Okay? Now these numbers show you where the flow of the world is going. Where is all the money heading to? Okay? So, for example, if I put my mouse right here, and you can see on this area here, if I just put my mouse back to where it was, you'll see numbers like 1, 1, -6, +5, -2, 1. Now these are out of 6. Okay? It's either a +6 maximum or a -6 maximum. -6 maximum means people are getting rid of the pound. For example, there's a -6 on pound. And a +5 on Aussie means people are buying Aussie dollar left and right. And now they're not just buying Aussie dollar on its own. They're buying it against the CAD. They're buying it against the New Zealand. They're buying it against the yen. They're buying it against the euro. They're buying it against the Swiss franc. Yada, yada, yada. So far, so good. Everything makes sense so far? So, when you see this information, two things happen. You find a hidden clue in the market, which you cannot see on a single chart. The hidden clue is, where's the expert's money flowing? You need that information to know, if I know where the money is flowing, I need to know exactly where to put my money based on the expert analysis. Okay? Who the experts are, why they're moving the money, all this stuff we're not going to get into. We just need to know where the money is going and how do we hop on that train. Fair enough? Okay. All right, Chris, I've been trying to figure this out for ages, ever since I've seen you do it. Thanks. Okay, so hopefully this webinar is going to crack it for you. Okay, so in this particular case, we see Aussie is a 5. This is what, October 6th? We see Aussie is a +5, right? Let's take a look at Aussie since October 6th area, more or less. Let's open up Aussie. Let's clean this up. Let me remove this yellow bar. Okay, Aussie USD. That was the daily chart, so I'm going to move it up to the daily. And we have October is here. October 6th is right around there. Okay. So let me do a screenshot of this so I can draw on it for you guys. Boom, it should be up and running. Let me get a color, nice color going. Let me know if you guys see this circle. Yeah, so a +5 means that currency is strong. A minus something means that currency is weak. Okay, so for example, if you see a chart that says Australian dollar, US dollar, and let's say Australian dollar is a neutral number. A neutral number means something that's low, like 1 or 2, whether it's +1 or -1, doesn't matter, 1 or 2. That's neutral, nothing's happening. But a US dollar has a +5. Now, what does that mean for the US dollar? Is that strong or weak? Strong, right? So if the US dollar is strong, which direction is this chart supposed to go? Okay, so there's a confusion here. There's a confusion here. This chart needs to go down. Okay, I'm going to clear out this confusion in a single second for you guys. Okay. Whatever chart you're looking at, the currency on the left represents the chart, basically. If the chart is going up, that means the currency on the left is going up. It's as simple as that. And if the chart is going down, that means the currency on the right is going up. Okay? Because it means if the charts are going down on the over here, if they're going down, it means Aussie is weak, invertly, US dollar is strong. Cool? So the chart represents the left currency. If you just think of it like that, you'll have no mistakes ever. It represents the left currency. Because people like to read left to right, so this is the best way to look at it. It represents the left. All right. All right. So now we have Aussie dollar, US dollar. We have Aussie dollar, US dollar. We're looking at it. US dollar was neutral. We had a 1 or a 2 there. But Aussie was a +5. And we're like, what is that +5? The world is trying to buy Aussie dollar. Okay? The world is trying to buy Aussie dollar. So if we're looking at this as the world is trying to buy Aussie dollar, we need to figure out what's our game plan? What's our action for this? So if we look at this in October, the numbers come out as a +5. Okay? Now we're going to get into how we can get the numbers in a bit. But for now, I'm just trying to have you guys focus here. So early October, the numbers are out that the numbers are +5, which means high amount of strength. Now, when I open up the daily chart, I look at it like, okay, I'm going to start from the left and I'm going to work my way to the right, piece by piece by piece. We got an area here. US dollar number is probably 1 or 2, for those of you who are thinking about that. Okay, we're going up. We try to make higher high, comes right back down. We go up, try to make a higher high, but then it comes down and it holds. Okay, market starts to hold in this area. Goes up, makes a higher high, okay, and then holds, holds, holds. So what do you think is happening here? This hold period, we're going to draw it from left to right. We're not going to draw it higher. We're going to draw it from left to right. And the hold period from the bottom is still here as well. Okay, now you know that this is a range, right? Now, if at this point you understand that we have a range, but then you have this notion of Aussie is strong. Aussie is strong. What does that make you want to do? Does that make you want to prepare for sells from up here? Yeah. You want to be preparing for your buys from down here. You don't want to be doing your sells from up there. You're like, I don't care about the sells. It's too dangerous. I want to do the buys. Look at the difference between the sells and the buys. You see that smoothness of the buy versus the smoothness of the sell? That's market momentum coming in at you. That's correlation at play. Okay, so now, before we get into further details, let's get into how the hell do we get into numbers like this? How do we get those numbers? How do we get those numbers? So let's put in the work. Okay, I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to open up the screen on my Australian chart. Okay, let me open up a new one, I guess. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of this so we're going to discuss this in a bit. Okay, done. Took a screenshot of this. Now I can clear all this out so we can discuss this in a bit. Okay. All right. This is the 4-hour charts. We can put it up on daily. Okay. We're going to take a pause on the markets here. All right. There we go. So let's start from the first screen here. Okay, this is Aussie US dollar. Aussie US dollar, the reason why it gets a positive for Aussie, it's because it's not that it's coming down in early October, but it's still maintaining grounds above this range. This range was coming in from an uptrend, right? Now, if an uptrend, if you look at a chart and you say the uptrend goes like this, and if it pulls back, is it still not an uptrend? right? If it pulls back 50%, is it still not an uptrend? It's still not an uptrend, right? Now imagine this. In a uptrend, if it ranges afterwards, it doesn't pull back, it ranges. What does that tell you about the uptrend? Yeah. Buyers are coming more. Yeah, they're not letting the sellers even come in. They're maintaining ground. Lunchtime. They're maintaining grounds. They're holding grounds. They're like, we need to keep going. They're holding grounds. Okay? So they're holding ground. Now this is a good sign. This is a good sign. That's why pullbacks don't come in, because that is the pullback. So what's a normal pullback look like? Let me show you guys in there we go. You guys can see the whiteboard? Okay. Now look at this. When the market goes up, and then if it pulls back like this, and then it goes up again, and then it pulls back like this, would everyone agree that's called a pullback? Okay, now in this pullback, let's say to understand when you have to buy again, you have to first understand the seller, correct? If you want to be a buyer again, you need to learn to be a seller, which means, okay, I'm going down, I do a minor pullback, and then I'm going down. What does that tell you about the seller? Is he strong or weak? Strong. So the seller is strong. Now, let's take the same scenario, because now you're thinking two directional, which is good. Let's do this in an uptrend, and then this time the pullback is doing this. What does that tell you about this seller? How much is he pulling back? Yeah, the seller is weak, isn't he? He's pulling back 100%. Every time he goes down, he pulls back 100%. So a range represents the inability of the sellers. Okay? It's the inability of the sellers. Or it represents the power of the buyers holding grounds. Make sense? All right, let's keep going. Let's keep all the questions towards the end. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got a lot of stuff to cover. So I'm gonna go back to the screen sharing. There we go. Okay, the chart should be up. Okay, here we go. So we were looking at the first one, and we know it was coming in from an uptrend, and then it ended up in this range holding, and we're like, okay, that thing is strong. If it's a strong, we're gonna give it a +1. We're gonna give it a +1. Okay, focus, people, focus. Don't get distracted. We're gonna give this a +1. Here we go. Next chart. Aussie CAD. Now, Aussie CAD, we're looking at this and we're like, okay, what's going on here? Well, this one, on the other hand, is a severe uptrend. He goes up to this high, and then once he goes up to this high, what happens? He tries to make a higher high, doesn't go higher, crashes back down, but doesn't go lower either. Doesn't go lower, they keep going to a range, and then the break happens, and does it stay above it? It stays above it. What does that tell you about Aussie? It's strong. That one gets a +1. We got a +2 running right now. Okay, we're looking at Aussie yen now. Aussie yen. In this whole scenario, we're looking at, okay, well, what's Aussie doing? Well, it looks like we're in a downtrend and an uptrend. It's like we have no higher highs from here. We have no lower lows from here. Okay, but recently we're doing what looks like maintaining, breach higher, and holding. +1. +1. We got a +3 right there. Euro Aussie. Now, where is your Aussie dollar on this pair? It's not on the left anymore. Remember, this chart is going down, which means Euro is going down and Aussie is going up. Right? You guys understood that, right? Like we discussed it? So this one, as he starts to breach and go lower and maintain grounds, +1. Okay? So notice we're not using any indicators or anything. We're trying to read the market bare bones with all our skills and abilities. Any wrong little mistake, it will screw up the numbers and it can jeopardize the information that you have in hand. This needs to be done very, very diligently. Okay? This is like priority for us at Forex Watchers. We do not start the day without mastering this. Okay? So, here we go. Next one. Pound Aussie. Now, where is Aussie? Again, it's on the right side. So if the chart goes down, that means Aussie is going up because the chart represents the left currency, which is going down. So, +1 again. Now, Aussie New Zealand. Now, Aussie's back on the left side. So the chart will represent Aussie. Now, if we take a look at this, we're like, whoa, there's no higher high from here and no lower low from here. Now we're in this range, but this range in the last month and a half just keeps rising and rising, and every time breaks support equals resistance and maintains grounds. Okay, that could be a +1, or we're going to call this unknown. Unknown gets a 0 because this thing is like this. What if it's at the top of the range? What if it's going to break through? What if it's trying to go down? All these what ifs make us say, I'm not sure. And if I'm not sure, I'm not going to force my opinion on it. I'm just going to call that a 0. But then, that's just Aussie New Zealand. Out of my 6 pairs, what's my number? What's the number do I have? I got a +5, right? So if I have a +5 running, from all the major currencies in the world, Aussie is stronger against all of them. That tells us one piece of information. The world is looking to buy Australian dollar for whatsoever reason. All the smart people are looking to buy Australian dollar for whatsoever reason. Yeah, no Swiss franc. Since the great Swiss franc crash, we're going to wait on it a bit. We're going to wait on it a bit. Or rise, if you want to call it. So it will include Swiss franc later. But the whole world is looking at Aussie dollar. So why not us? Why are we going to be spending our time on, for example, Euro USD? If I know Aussie dollar is where the money is at, why waste my time on a pair that is just dragging its feet across? Yeah, why not deal with any other pairs? Now, gold doesn't have a correlation working with Aussie dollar. Okay? Gold has its own precious metals that it correlates with. So you need to work on correlating for that with some other pairs. Okay, so everyone understanding it so far? So far, so good? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So now that we've found out Aussie dollar is strong, okay? It's where the money of the world is going. Now, most people are unaware of this because they're just looking at one single chart and their eyeballs are glued to it. They're unaware of the overall data that's running through the markets. Okay? Now, we don't need to turn on the news to see, oh, look, the Australian dollar, their interest rates, this and that. We pull up our charts, open up this thing. We have the news just by looking at this. We have the data. We're having the big boys momentum. We know exactly what's going on the news. And even if the news is fake, we know exactly where the money is going, regardless. I rather follow the money and not the news. Okay? Because that's reality. The reality is where money is flowing. Okay? Fayaz, you can check this on the daily or the 4 hours. But it needs to be regular. Okay? We do this every 4 hours and on the daily. We check this very, very often. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So far, so good? All right. Let's keep going. Now, I'm going to show you something here. Once this happened, my eye caught this attention on Friday. My eye caught this attention on Friday. So Armo posted this up. He posted this up. And I saw numbers like +5. Nothing else was really going on. And I was like, I'm interested in this myself. So these are all my crew on Forex Watchers. We post on the left side. And these are all the members who post on the right side. And we look at them and we help them understand exactly what's going on. So we got the left and the right. On the left side, I posted it on October 7th, and I looked at it as, I'm really interested in Aussie USD and Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD especially because it was very strong. So Aussie CAD on October 7th, I posted it in a way like, I'm very interested in the way this thing looks for a buy. Not only because of the structure, but because of the numbers as well. Okay? Now, the numbers on its own, it gives you direction. Now, how do you pick up the direction comes a whole new world, doesn't it? Now, if you know it's a buy, you can't just buy anywhere. Because you can buy anywhere and put a 200 pip stop loss and then just hope for the best. But that's not making money. That's just investing. You might as well join the stock market. If you want to be a trader, you need to time it right. When is the moment I need to get in? How do I maximize my profit potential? Okay, so now that we know where the money is headed, now we work on how do we get in. Everyone with me so far? No one's falling asleep? Good, 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 good. I hope you guys are taking notes. Okay, so we're looking at this very, very carefully, and I'm studying the sequence of the buyers and the sellers. Now, when you see this picture right here, and you see this breach, what do you think the majority of the world is doing at this point? They're buying. They're buying, right? Notice what we do at Forex Watchers. What's my next question? My statement is, things are looking good on this one. I'm awaiting money spot. Did you guys get the email from me when you guys, before this webinar, about the money spot stuff? Yeah? How'd you guys like it? Did you guys like that? Okay, so if you guys haven't received the emails, you guys are gonna, if you're signed up on urbanforex.com, www.urbanforex.com, you're gonna start getting these emails. It has my story, it has a little bit of money spots as well. Okay, and I go into very, very great detail into the money spots in the course that I'm about to tell you about. Now, the money spot, using this information is very, very effective. Okay, so I know it's a buy. I'm not even thinking of a sell, period. I don't care what's happening. So, I know it's a buy. That's in the back of my mind. Direction, check. Now, how? How is the next question I have running in my mind. How do I get in? Now, I watch all this stuff, and I'm watching, okay, let the chasers run after this. As the chasers run after this, I'm looking at this as, okay, the money spot area is coming in, and once the chasers run after this, look what happens here. Look at this move that comes all the way down. And I'm looking at this as, it's good I waited. The sellers pushed one more time. They pushed one more time. So once the sellers pushed one more time, that got me even more curious to be like, okay. Now, in this whole scenario, as I was studying this and I put in my risk reward bars, does this risk reward look good for you? How much red is there versus green? Green means profit and red means stop loss. Yeah, there's more red, right? Now, I'm going to show you something here. The screenshot I took earlier. Okay. Here is Aussie. Oh, wait, let me take a screenshot of this for you guys. Okay. Do you guys see Aussie CAD right here? Now, does it work? Yeah, reaches exactly to the top. It works. But, is it worth it? You know, there's a moment in trading where you're not worried about turning a profit or not. You're actually worried about options. What's my best option? I'm trying to get you guys to that level where you're no longer worried about how am I going to trade, but how, which one am I going to trade? The more important questions is like, which one should I do? Look at the one to the left. I monitored this like a hawk. Starting Friday, Okay? Starting Friday, I watched this thing and I was like, when is the moment when the money spot comes in and the buyers just die out because and the sellers just die out because I'm waiting for this. So I'm still doing my courses, I'm recording my courses, I'm doing my webinars like I normally do with you guys, but I trade a higher time frame. For me, it's a daily chart thing. I trade a higher time frame. I play around with it. I'm always traveling. I was in Vermont at this time, I believe. So I'm in Vermont at the airport. I pull the trigger and I'm watching this thing and I'm like, what's going on here? I know it's a buy and I'm trying to time it. Last night, where's my screen here? Last night, I got a notification on my phone. My trade was closed and I pulled out an easy $400 from it. Okay? Small trade, but a nice 2R. Now compare this, I put a risk of $200 on this, and nothing large. I was traveling, but I put a risk of $200 on it. Now I could have done this on the same Aussie CAD, but I would have turned a profit of only 200 maybe. While here, I had the option to make a little bit more. The risk reward made more sense. Okay? Does that make sense? Are you starting to get of how I go from analysis, from the correlation that Armo puts up? I get the numbers. I plan my day. I prepare for what I need to do. And I go forth and I pick what's the best option for me. And I throw away the losing options, even though they work. I still put them aside like, I don't really like that one. And then I pull out a trade. And while I'm traveling, generate profit. Right? Isn't that the life we're trying to live? Isn't that what everyone's aiming for? Now, why do people want to trade? Let's hear it. Why do you guys want to trade? What's in it for you guys? Okay? Freedom, make money, good and thug life. Okay? Give up my job, freedom. Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you something about giving up your job. As I told you guys, when I was, I think, 18 or 19. I think it was 20, I believe. I was working in a bank at that time when I was doing working for a BB&T bank. And all this stuff, I was at this crossroad and I was like, what do I do? I did the same thing. I quit my job to do Forex full time. Now, I didn't have I didn't have a Navin Prithiani at that time. I didn't have anyone who's willing to put some information out there. Everyone was like, no, I'm not going to give you any information. If you want information, pay. Okay. So I paid. I put together the money, penny, putting it together, and I paid for my courses. After I paid for my courses, I found out whatever they're teaching is so basic. I was really upset. It was super basic. Like, how many of you guys have done other courses before? Yeah. People have done tons of courses, and it's like, what are they teaching? Are they teaching me stuff out of baby pips? I mean, come on. What is this? So when you see stuff like that, you're like, oh man, like at this rate, I'm never gonna, get anywhere. So I didn't have the comfort and ability, so I failed for a good 5 years. But I didn't quit. I kept going. For 5 years after quitting my job, I failed and I made ends meet. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And today we got this huge community of urban Forex. And then I got my private in-house community of Forex watchers where we travel together. We see what the world has to offer. We make money together. We're doing all sorts of stuff. I've showed you guys pictures before. This is what we do. This is how we live. Okay? We're going to seminars. We're attending all sorts of stuff. I'm staying at the Four Seasons in the presidential suites all the time. Where people are coming into my apartments in Bangkok and we're sitting on the rooftop pool. Life changed 360. But this is what the people see on the front. They only see the riches. They don't see the struggle I went through. They don't see the hard work we put in. And that's what I want to put out for you guys is there has to be that hard work initially. That hard work that says, I'm going to do better than I did yesterday. I'm not going to just keep looking for a trading system that makes me a profit on every single trade. That will not happen. I looked for it a lot. It doesn't happen. Do you guys agree? There is no trading system that says you're going to win every single trade. And when most people trade, they take one single trade, and once they lose, they're like, oh, maybe this doesn't, try something else. Right? So it's very like, oh man, how can you live like this? How can you live like this, right? So this is all basically all of us at Forex. This is my inner circle basically. These are the people I deal with. These are the people I train in my house. These are the people I train in my apartments. These are the people I meet in London, Cyprus, Canada, and they come there too. They're the same people who come there. Now, this is why I created Urban Forex back in the day. Because I didn't want you guys to be what I was. You know, everyone has a reason why they start a company, right? Most people start a company to turn a profit. How many times have I ever charged you guys at Urban Forex? How many times did I charge you guys even a single dollar at Urban Forex? How many times have you guys seen advertisements on Urban Forex? Where the little banner just flashing in your face all the time? None. Because I was on a mission that I'm not going to let everyone else go through what I went through. This is nonsense, you know, like, let's at least tell them how to do it the right way. And then once they start doing it, then they can have the ability to buy courses or this and that and better themselves. But they need to take that first step of saying, first, someone please just show me the light. Point me in the right direction and I'll work really hard. I didn't have that. You need someone to point you in the right direction at least. Okay? So, and the industry is very scary like that because like 95% keep losing, right? It's like the blind teaching the blind. It's really horrible. It's really horrible. So now in this whole sequence, I have yet to do post analysis for my members actually because I still have to update that Aussie USD. Okay, I still have to yet to update my Aussie USD. Now, this Aussie USD. Now, notice how I told you guys I'm a long-term trader, right? I trade on the daily chart. You want to see what my other member did? My other staff. Here's my staff. On October 13th, he comes in later than me. He pulls out a trade. Okay, these are all on videos though. Because the way we do at Forex Watchers is we have a video prior, we have a video during, and then we have a video after. He goes straight into post-analysis on this one. He pulls out a trade for 5R. 5R means 5 risk to reward. I pulled out 200%. He pulls out 500%. He's a short-term trader, but he knows what's going on. Okay? He knows what's going on. He knows how to pull it. And in fact, here's Armo, the guy you see just below my name. That's him right there. He's pulling out this trade as well. Stops move to 0. Super satisfied with my timing on this. People are happy. People are happy. We got other members pulling triggers right here. 2R. Okay? So we got other members looking at stuff like this. So it's a community that if you do not work together, if you do not push each other, it will break. You have to motivate each other, and social learning is the best learning ever. Hence the reason why I created Urban Forex the way it was. Unfortunately, it was going all over the place. You know, we had spammers coming in. We had chat rooms talking about stuff that didn't even matter. It was going all over the place, and I was like, okay, this is drifting away from the dream I had. So I had to shut it down and rebuild it where the content that's consumed is the content that we put out there for you guys. Right? Do you guys like the stuff that we put out there? Our webinars, our courses, our stuff that we do. You guys like that stuff? Yeah. So we're trying to do what we can to make it the best that we can. So using correlation, I came to the objective that Aussie dollar is where I need to put my money. Going forward with Aussie dollar, look at how many Aussies are in this list. Aussie, 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 Aussie. Like, it just keeps popping up. It's because that's where the money is. So we're going to run after the money. Right? So when we do all of this stuff, what I did was I thought about how I teach and stuff like that. I keep getting feedback of, the webinars are great and this and that. I get those feedbacks. And I thought, okay, I used to do this fast track course back in the day, and we charged for it, then we made it free, but I was like, there's still something missing. The missing part was it still doesn't tell them exactly what to do and how to do. So I made a new course. A new course which I call Mastering Price Action. Now, this course that I'm about to release next week, okay, Mastering Price Action, this I only taught to my members who are paying above $15,000 at Forex Watcher. These are one-on-one members. These are the people I welcome into my home and saying, let me show you what I know. I share all my aha moments with them of all my research and trading skills. Now, when I share all the research with them, within 2 days, the way they see the market changes. 2 days. And I'm still trying to fight that, like 2 days is way too long. How can I shorten that even more? That's the type of person I am. I want to shrink it. So looking at all this stuff, and I try to understand how the people are. What are they trying to learn? What kind of background do they come from? Majority of the people who attend my webinars, they come from a background where they've been burned, unfortunately. They've been burned by other mentors. They've been burned by other services. And it's like they're coming in with half a mindset of, is this even possible? But yet they're at the webinar and they're like, I don't know if Forex works, but they're still in the webinar because inside there's hope. And that hope needs to be reawakened. With the right information, the right pointing, the right guidance, it can be. It can be. As you can see, in fact, I want to actually show you guys how old my members are in terms of the members area, but it's going to show their email addresses, so I don't want to do that. But the members that I have on my site has been with me over 2 years. All of them, except the ones who've recently joined. All of them have been with me over 2 years. Now, Forex Watchers is very, very expensive. How the hell do you think they can afford to be a member again and again and again and again? I'm not going out there stripping or something where they have to see it again. It's valuable information. So I wanted to prove to you guys today that what we have on board is very powerful. Very, very powerful. I've condensed it, so it's no longer $15,000 for one-on-ones. I've condensed it. If I don't have to teach you one at a time, and I can show you in a video course, I save my time, I can reduce the cost. So I decided to make the course $600. Okay, would you guys say, is that too expensive? From $15,000, I made it to $600. I'm like, I think this is a good enough investment for individuals if they do work with a number that's $600 and say, okay, if he can show me in 7 weeks or less the core fundamentals on price action, we can start to get the ball rolling. I did some more research and I decided, no, based on my vision of what I'm trying to do with Urban Forex, this is still not good. After all the discussions with my team and everything, we're releasing this course for $149. $149. This is going to be a low cost investment for each individual, and I made it such a low cost because I want everyone to be able to take part of this. Now, it's not released yet. It is going to be available only next week. But those of you who are at this recording or watching this webinar have access to this course. Now, I've priced it at $149 to make sure everyone is able to access this. It is available today, and once I release it next week, they will have, the world will start having access to it. So you guys have first peek to it, first access. Okay? The link is on your webinar. I believe Armo has posted it up for you guys. You guys can just click on that link and you'll see it. Okay? So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the webinar today. I wanted to make sure it was useful as much as possible. I wanted to show you, by putting my money where my mouth is, by showing you my own trade, my own statement. I don't normally do that. as you guys can see in my previous webinars, but I did that today. And I wanted to show you, because we're launching this course, I want you guys to be as comfortable as possible. We even threw in a 30-day money-back guarantee. I don't do money-back guarantees because I know there's a lot of crazy people out there. But I know you guys will like it. I know you guys will like it. So there's that course right there. Get the ball rolling. As you start feeling more comfortable, join the Forex Watchers Elite community. It's much more expensive, but I believe you can make it. I believe you can make it. Get the ball rolling. Do your price action, mastering price action course, and you'll start to understand how to look at the markets in a unique way. The way my mentors taught me. The way all the research I've done over the years made me think, it's different. Okay? Yeah, this course is from scratch, basically. If you're doing absolute basics, I recommend first going to pips and something like that, reading up to grade 1, 2, 3. Getting a little bit of background before going to case. You need to know what a candlestick is. You need to know what is a buy, what is a sell. You need some basics of trading. But if you have the absolute basic, then you're good to go. This course that I taught you guys works for any time frame. So it shows you what my members do on a smaller time frame to pull out more money faster. And it also shows you what I do to pull out more money in a longer time frame. I'm traveling all the time, so I can't watch my charts. So there's 7 weeks of courses. Each week I'll release approximately 1 hour of lessons. Okay? Each lesson comes with tons of examples as well. And each week, when the new lessons are released, you can build upon it based on the previous lesson. So we give enough time to practice, learn, and if there's any questions, you guys can even comment below it. So that way we can know that you've actually tried it. You're not just commenting based on just questions that you see. Try it and then comment, and then we'll help you out even faster. Okay, is that course free for Forex Watcher? Yes. Anyone who's in Forex Watchers, this course is free for you guys. You guys already have access to it. Okay, Keith, it should be on the center of the screen. I'll move it to the center. I believe I can paste it in the webinar here. There is no indicators needed, John. No indicators needed for this at all. You can simply work on price action, and we're going to show you how to do this in detail. I want you guys to use the correlation from this webinar as well. Don't forget, the correlation that I teach you guys in here is also very important. Okay? No, there's no live webinars included in the course, but I will be occasionally doing live webinars specifically for those members, which means there's going to be more information in those webinars which the public cannot access. I will do unique webinars for those course members. Okay? All right. Should have been done it before Brexit would have saved money. Emmanuel, how do you get the strength meter? The strength meter is unfortunately only available at Forex Watchers. It's not available anywhere else because that's something we really work hard on a day-to-day basis. And I believe, because of how extensive it is, it's very expensive because of that. Well, we put in a lot of work to get the strength numbers correct because one little mistake will change everything. Okay, Fayaz, it is different from the fast track course. It touches topic on similar topics, but it goes into detail, and we're gonna make it even more detailed. I want you guys to first get the core understanding first before we can go into extreme detail. And the reason why, one more thing actually, I wanted to tell you guys, and the reason why I'm releasing this to you guys because I need reviews. I need reviews. That's why I'm giving you guys this low price, letting you guys in first. You guys are my fans who even fill up my room before even the time of the webinar. This is why I'm releasing that to you guys, because once you guys do this, I would like to see some reviews. I want to see how you guys feel about it. Okay? Because that's what's important to me, is the reviews. That's what's important to me. I want to see how you guys have learned this, where are the areas where you're getting hiccups from, and how can I improve my teaching even better. Okay, so it works both ways, right? The better I know you, the better I can teach you. All right, guys, so That's it for today. We're going to wrap it up right here. For any questions regarding Forex Watchers, you can go to forexwatchers.com. For any questions joining this course, you can also email me at Navin at urbanforex.com. Now, this isn't everything I teach, Robert, but this has the core fundamentals of everything I teach. I don't go into exact elaborations for hours and hours and hours. That takes a little bit of time, but this will get the ball rolling for the profits to start. Okay, so this is the front page of like getting into the other side of the line of trading profitably. Yes, that course is required to join the elite community. All right, guys. So thank you very much. I can see a lot of you guys have actually already started to join. So welcome to the community. Yeah, Sarath, I believe I saw your purchase come in. Thank you, Armo, also from me. Thank you for being here and helping me out with the admin stuff. And thank you all for being patient. Thank you all for being patient. You guys are the best. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Gary. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you guys on the next webinar. Cheers. Bye for now.